Aries, hello, welcome to your reading for August 1st through the 8th. I'm going to pull 5 cards for the week with the Salvador Dali Tarot deck, get some explanation cards, and then pull a Sacred Symbols Oracle to close out your reading. Let's get started. We have a Mercury retrograde happening in the 6th to the 5th house for us Aries rising. So it feels like we're going to get new ideas about how to romanticize our daily life, to live our best life on a day-to-day basis, and to stop feeling stuck, stagnant, and fixed around certain areas that we really want to shine in. We have the High Priestess, so it's a time to get into that intuition. The moon is going to cross over Sirius. A month ago, the sun crossed over Sirius, so I feel like this High Priestess card is saying to be aware, even if you're catching this late, on August 1st, if you're catching this live, if you're catching this on August 1st, take note of the dreams that you have tonight. And if you're watching this later, be sure to review what dreams you had around August 1st or 2nd. Even if they were daydreams, even if you made a Pinterest board about it, make sure that you record and document those feelings, affirm them, validate them, see what happened. We have the Four of Coins, so there is stability in asking for help. There is stability in receiving, as well as with getting clear about our financial goals, even if it's just that we want to be making money based on our passion. We have the World card with Taurus, so this is giving that second house vibe with Uranus there. And I got to a channel with the Taurus reading, but it feels like we're facing our shadow. We're facing the depths of how we could not make decisions for ourselves to save our life. We were constantly in that 7th house energy of the South Node in Libra and Black Moon Lilith, relying on the outer world to bring us people, to bring us opportunities, to bring us options that we would feel fulfilled by, rather than feeling safe, because Chiron's now allowing us to feel safe, being authentic and being ourselves, to attract, to be in that feminine energy of desire, of wanting, of waiting, of craving. And the Hangman card does speak to Uranus. It speaks to feeling like you could just hang out and actually be super attractive, like to get everything you need just by laying on your couch and letting yourself make a Pinterest board, or watch one of your favorite travel vloggers and actually come to see how setting items, this has actually worked for me, setting items on your altar draws in the energy really quickly, especially if you're lighting candles there. Ending this, we got the King of Wands. I'm going to read from the Dali deck what the guidance is with that, because for me it's like just giving the inner child authority, saying, okay, if you want to have ice cream today, we're going to go have ice cream today, and that's that. And no one can take that away from you. Once you decide to make those decisions once we decide to make those decisions for ourselves, they're done. It's like the decision's been made, so let's act on it. The practical advice is recognize your tasks and needs as what they really are, opportunities. Be willing to walk through fire to fulfill your heart's desire skillfully and without fear. And because it's visible now, we are in Gene Key 33 of the Medicine Woman. So the shadow is forgetting. The gift is mindfulness, and the city is revelation. So I would say all of those pertain to the inner child and feeling the forgetting of, oh, I need to go to an outer world authority to get my needs met, to feel lovable, to feel love-worthy. And then remembering that our inner child holds the compass. I just watched this movie, The Golden Compass, yesterday. It's from 2007, and it speaks to being able to feel the truth. It speaks to having, they call them daemons, which, you know, this is throughout Greek philosophy, Greek mythology. And 2 cards popped out from the Mother Peace Tarot, the 8 of Discs. So with the High Priestess, it feels like there is a group of people who have been working on projects alongside you, and you could see and you can chart the progress that's been made through that steadfast, persistent labor, even if it was minimal. For the 4 of Coins, we have the Fool card, backflipping naked by some alligators and mushrooms. I also want to see what the Dali Tarot has to say about the 4 of Coins, because it does feel like you can get help from asking for help, from joining with like minds, those people who have been showing up alongside you and just doing, even if it's minimal efforts, they're still achieving their goals, wishes, and dreams. Because if we get clear about what we want, then it's a lot easier for the things to manifest. Just like putting what you want on your altar, making a Pinterest board, or just letting yourself daydream. The Four of Coins practical advice is your most precious talents are those that are the most useful to you, not to anyone else, but to you. What allows for you to get into your heart. They will benefit you most by helping you to fulfill your desires and let go of your fears. Sometimes it's better to clearly draw the line and to emphasize your uniqueness, but sometimes it's better to improve your communicative abilities and to include as many people as possible in your endeavors. So we saw that with the Eight of Discs card, which is the Eight of Pentacles. So it's like doubling your output by joining with people through asking for help. And this might be new for us, Aries, because we might be so used to having to, again, be that hero, be that standalone winner, the breadwinner, that we forget that we sometimes need a pat on the back, we need a hug, we need a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes we just need to be there to catch ourselves when we fall and to not be that harsh critic of the, let's see, 12, 11, 10, 9. Whoa. Sagittarius, this energy of the beliefs that you grew up with, maybe because of a maternal figure who was really hard on you. They saw you as a leader and they wanted to make sure that you were strong, but it actually didn't, it backfired. It made us feel really weak inside because we didn't feel like we could be safe with ourselves. Death and the world. There's a death to the ways that we were assigning value to the landmarks, the achievements in our life, and the shadow that we have had to overcome, and we shed that skin. We've done the work to move past this energy of feeling chained to an outcome, feeling chained to a version of success that is dying with the age of Aquarius. The age of Pisces is over, so we don't need to be the Messiah anymore. We don't need to be the martyr anymore. We don't need to throw ourselves under the bus anymore, Aries. If I've called you Aquarius, I meant Aries. So you might be dealing with an Aquarius, and we have the Moon card. Wow, this is so beautiful. I haven't gotten this card before with the Hangman. So the Moon will be back in Taurus at the end of the month, but until that time, you need to reflect on how you have built yourself a home, how you built your physical vessel up to be a safe place for your soul. And the Hangman is giving us that decision to decide that the work we've done is enough and to feel our way through it. We did get the High Priestess and the Eight of Discs, so you might need to intuitively navigate social circles in a new way with a new intention inside, with having, boundaries that will allow for you to come and go in a timely manner that suit your needs. Like if you're thinking about socializing and going out and doubling your efforts, doubling your intention just because you're with intentional people that make you feel so much more confident and esteemed in who you are, just know that that's completely possible. The sun is in the 5th house. So the inner child does want to play, but it feels like we need to reflect on all the time that we've spent alone and see how far that's gotten us. Do we feel safe and comfortable to go out in the world and be our unique, freaky self and to love our life because we've had all this perspective and our perspective on ourselves has changed so much? The King of Wands is saying absolutely. There was a card, I forget whose reading it was, but it was speaking to passion and letting it burn you. It was Capricorn, letting your passion burn you up from the inside. In this card, the Two of Wands, there's an ancestor or a wise crone teaching this person how to make fire. And I love that, this is such an energy that we have to integrate, we have to balance out by getting new ideas. And sometimes that means going out, getting our favorite ice cream, playing our favorite album 3 times and dancing like mad. There is a new moon in Leo, so I feel like that's going to be a great time for us to set ourselves up for a new standard in how we romanticize our life, how we feel about our day-to-day life. And of course, this Mercury retrograde will give us a lot of time for that introspection of how we live our daily life, how we let our inner child come out and play, what we think about romance, how we romanticize ourselves, how we take part in our creative efforts, urges, projects, and what we're doing about moving our dreams forward by giving ourselves regular breaks. From these sacred symbols, we got the air card. So breath work, manifesting a solid practice to get our minds clear, to clean our chakras, to make sure that we are balanced before we make big decisions, before we make any big investments and purchases, feels huge. Black Moon Lilith is in our 7th house as well as the South Node, so it's helping us to, with that air element, to slow our roll and to see where we've gotten caught up in people, places, things without having the stability of boundaries. Air trine is happening now. There is a sextile with Pluto in Aquarius and then Black Moon Lilith in Libra and Jupiter in Gemini. It's not an orb, but we have Mars and Jupiter conjuncting each other. So there's a sense of, I think, an ability to take our passions to the next level, but it feels a lot more secure, safe, and grounded because of the energy of Uranus in Taurus. We feel okay to be a little bit more quirky. We feel okay to be a little bit more innovative. Maybe our new thing is playing the Nikola Tesla frequency and doing our studies, or learning how to play an instrument over time through giving ourselves space to visualize what it is that we want to play. I know that that's what I'm doing. I know I got some weird paintings back here, but it's like allowing for ourselves to slowly build something up through imagination. And once it's time to execute it, we feel fully rested. We feel fully confident because we've taken the time, energy, and space. We've made the proper boundaries to stop judging ourselves based on how much we get done in a day, how many push-ups we can do in a day, how many of these external modes of validating ourselves and our efforts we once lived by. They once governed our willingness to acknowledge ourselves, and now we're letting that take a backseat to what our heart wants and what our heart is asking for. So I would like to pull a wild unknown archetype. Whoa, one just jumped out. The Eternal Child. Make sure that your heart is at the center of your life and your actions this week, Aries, and I sense that you will be off to the races. Have a fabulous week, Aries, and I will see you all soon. Aloha.